Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about proof by equivalence. And just a heads up, this is some crazy algebra technique. Now we want to look at this equation that's on there, and we want to find the smallest, smallest positive integer a, so that it has real solutions. So what we're going to do first is complete the square. Okay, so we subtract a from both sides. And then we do our, we would divide by a number out here, but we don't have one. So now we're going to move on to the L step. And so we divide that by 2, and then we square it. And so when we square it, we square the top, square the bottom. And I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, we need to add this to both sides of the equation. Okay. Now we do the magic step, which remember it's just x plus this. Squared. Then we still have this. Now, if we're dealing with real numbers, which we are, anytime we square something, we have to get a positive answer. And since we only care about real numbers, we're now going to just take this because we know that this is something squared, so it has to be positive. And we're going to say that this has to be positive. And so we write it like that. Okay, from here, we want to clear the fraction just so it isn't as hard. So we multiply everything by 4. A minus 2 quantity squared minus 4a is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Now, if we actually multiply this out, we think of it as a minus 2 minus 4a is greater than or equal to 0. So a times a is a squared. A times negative 2, negative 2a, negative 2 times a, negative 2a, negative 2, negative 2, positive 4. And then we still have this negative 4a, and that's greater than or equal to 0. Now we combine like terms, so we got all three of these become negative 8a, still have the positive 4, still have the a squared. Now, if we could factor this, it would be really nice. But unfortunately, we can't. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus just on this piece and go through the completing the square method one more time. So we take this, it's like a plus 0, so there's nothing to move. So we're going to jump, there's nothing to divide by. So instead, we're going to do an L step. So we divide that by 2, we get negative 4, we square that, we get 16. And so we get a squared minus 8a plus 16. And then we still have that 4, so we're going to say plus 4. Here, I'm actually going to change colors to make it really clear what's going on. Okay, so we still have plus 4 is greater than or equal to, and then we added our 16 onto the other side. Now this white piece, we can do the magic step. So it's a elbow minus 4 squared, and then we still have our plus 4 on the outside is greater than or equal to 16. Now we can just subtract 4, we get a minus 4 quantity squared is greater than or equal to 12. And if we continue to solve that, we square root, so a minus 4 is greater than or equal to plus or minus square root of 12. And the way, I guess, that we should look at it from there, I forgot that we had an inequality. Sorry about that. So we actually need to think about what if this was greater than 12. So if we just take like a minus 4 is greater than or equal to the square root of 12. But then what if a minus 4 was less than or equal to negative square root of 12? And that's similar to, I mean, the squaring and the plus or minus, but we have to look at it like this because the plus or minus is like multiplying by a negative. And so when you multiply by a negative, you have to flip the inequality. Now, if we just take square root of 12 plus 4, let's just do that on a calculator. Okay, so we're going to add 4 to both sides. So we'll just take square root of 12 plus 4. Let's see, where's my square root? Right there. Make sure the plus 4 is on the outside. So we get 7.46 for A. Oops. Okay, this one we're going to add 4 as well. This time it's negative square root of 12. We get 0.53, let's see, 0.536. Okay, so what we wanted to know, we wanted to know the smallest positive integer for A for which the equation has real solutions. And so the smallest value of A that's going to work for that is going to be 8. Because it needs to be higher than this. Okay, if you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculate it.